Johnny. It's 6th of August 2040, and just a little update, probably a short one, just to let you know we're got our website off at the moment. Jamie will be changing the front page around a little bit, try to make it a little bit clearer, but I'm just going over to have a look. Hadn't had a look at it for a long time, but that's the best we can do in our limited knowledge about websites. So bear with us as we prepare today to hook it on to NetWest Bank in London, and connect our company, Moai Powerhouse, up so that we can get operating with our Tidal Energy Share program. It's been 2 years now, and it's got behind with our project, but we had a bit of mishap with Julian N. Falconer, lawyer in London, and Martin Cicluna from Lloyd's Bank set me up for the inheritance fund of our Moai, and went through the HM Treasury to Malaysia. So I had to travel to Malaysia and it turned out to have been fraud, and so we lost a lot of money. That's why we're late. Just let you know, there's 16 million pounds involved. So we're going back to HM Treasury and the Bank of England, Jamie and I, Patrick Stewart and Natai, and sort it out. We'll be meeting with Matt Taylor. I've already told him he can manage our My Powerhouse group company there. We'll be registering today. 2 years late, was always there, and set up the Gold Trust Fund, and go and see Westminster to find out where the Queen, she's the head trustee of our hapu here. We are identifying ourselves as natives. They call us savages, but we've got Moai in there as the memorial statue standing in London. That's our superior title of God's grace face on his planet Earth. So that was taken in 1868. Queen Victoria picked it up on the HM Navy ship Topaz and carted them off to England. That was the first one ever taken off that island, Rapa Nui and East Island, and took him to London and hid him for over 100 years. So that's our mana. That's what Moai is. Some people ask the question, what is a Moai? We're the descendants of our ancestors who built the Moai statues. That's me and Desmond. And so we're writing the story for the first time, our way, from who we are, from Raiate Island in Tahiti, and they went from there to Rapa Nui under God's instruction from Raiate Mountain. Our Wanoa people there built, well, they went to East Island to build a memorial to God, okay, to mark his earth. Now in doing so, the Moai statues are lined up magnetically, and it's got the astral lines, astrology and astronomy lines to Makemake planet. They discovered before Brown discovered it in NASA, and so we're claiming that history. You'll see all over our Facebook all the photos that are put together over time. We've been on this for quite some time now, and I started everything off in 2000. So we've gone a long way. to building up our own history, our own way, the native way, indigenous, and not European way, because all the history here now is European written, but they cannot refute any of the stuff we write and document. So they are doctrines of discovery, titles. Every picture you see that I put on Facebook is a doctrine of discovery of the Pacific Islands and Polynesia, Tahitian background. That's my main male line, bloodline to these Moai statues. So that was one of the questions asked, and a lot of people want to know what our interpretation of Moai is, or they only see a Moai as a piece of rock. He's more than a rock. He's everything. He holds the mana of this earth as a face of the earth, and that's why he's buried right up to his neck, to claim to be Earth memorial, not somebody else, but Earth. Everything that we're made of is made from Earth, including our bodies. Okay, so Moai moko is you see the carving on Desmond's chin. That's a moko, right? Moko face, moko nui, big face. Okay, so they went from Rapa Nui, okay, Rapa, big island, to Moko Nui, up on the east coast here, at where we are on our land, the same Moai people. And we are going to, Jamie and I are going to Rapa Nui and Raiatea and the islands, the rest of the islands, to test our blood DNA against theirs, and you'll find the history will be bang on. And then from East Cape, Te Pito is from Te Pito. I'm just telling the story about the Moai here. Te Pito is the navel of the world. Te Pito, Te Henua Island, Rapa Nui, East Island. That's birth of the earth, and that's true story. To Te Pito at the East Cape. So that's midday on East Island, 6 o'clock bang on a dot at Te Pito, Marangairoa, land blocks, Wanoa people. Okay, but that's a hapu now. It's a hapu. Hapu for people is a pregnant woman. Okay, she's the keeper of the marae. So we're going to put a marae on our main front page to the right as the council. We don't have chiefs on Rapa Nui, but we do have chiefs here of tribes. That's why they got all the war gear on. They don't have war gear on their face or anything, or carving or anything like that on Rapa Nui, just the signatures on the ancestors on the back of the Moai statue. So it's got its identity of who it is, and that's for us to know, our family to know. So the 6 o'clock in the morning, so we've got 12 midday on East Island. This is a sun line to East Cape, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the Kingdom of Ghana, in a straight line. You'll see the picture on. I've got there the Moai Crown Cooperatives, federal state cooperatives, a website just for that. You'll see the lines of the sun to Moai. So these are graphic titles. They're not myths or anything that the Vatican makes up of their myths of pyramids and obelisks that they carted out of Africa and took it to Rome. Those are all myths, and on the dollar money currency note, and the US dollar is going to disappear as much as the Vatican will disappear with the myth. So we have true stories of the pyramid on our flag, on the Moai flag. So these are around the Moai, and also the obelisk to the sun god. So that's the sun dial in Egypt, and also the pyramid, the powerhouse. That's where the Moai powerhouse comes from, the earth where we make our power. Okay, so it's similar to Tesla in Serbia. They've got the biggest power generator in their pyramid. The biggest pyramid in the world is there. But in this case, the sun line, it lines up with Giza, and also lines up with Ghana on the time clock to London. So London is 6 p.m. and Ghana is 6 p.m. on the sun line, and 6 a.m. in the morning on Te Peto on our land blocks at Marangaro and Marangaro Marae. So the Marae is those stones you'll see on the right hand side. That's our like parliament, and the rainbow. Okay, we're going to put a rainbow there. Right, we'll have words in it. Na ho e wha, four corners of the earth. Okay, four winds of heaven. And our company, the company in the middle, is Na Tua e Wā Aotea Limited. That's the company, the corporation that's building the Queen Elizabeth II private company, Buckingham Palace private company, Her Majesty the Queen, and right of New Zealand, Canada, Australia, and Britain. Okay, so that's her private companies, and so we're billing her, levying her debtor from this Ngā Atua e Wā Aotea Limited Company in the middle of the front page on our website. Jamie's got the dragon and the yellow dragon for gold. That's what the gold means, yellow, and also and battle. It's a battle. Okay, that's what it is. Battle dragon. Okay, and the lion on the left-hand side. So Leo is Leo month this month, and yes, Saturday. That's my day. Okay, Leo birthday with Beatrice. Princess Beatrice, that's Prince Andrew's daughter. She's birthday on Saturday, okay, 8th of August. So it's Leo time, party time, and fun. So we're having fun with this website. So we've got London at 6 p.m. This is the timeline of the sun, and midday on East Island. So this is the story of the Moai statue, why I'm telling this story. So the moko is where the sun rises on Moko Nui. That's our ancestral Urupa, it's a burial site on the highest hill at the East Cape, the first to see the sun in the world, the closest to the sun. You'll see the New Zealand the world upside down, the right way up, south up, and north down. So this is the correct orientation of the earth. It's not north up. The Vatican, the mischief Vatican, and their universities and professors and everybody, and the globe people that draw the globe up, put the world up the other way, and now they're trying to shift it over, to spin it around upside down to make it match their history. Now it's too late. We already documented this to say it's still up the other way. It's shifted over, like Russia's gone over that way a bit more. And the centre line, you'll see the centre lines of the maps and things I draw. That's a mechanic's view. Okay, we're just working it out where we are. I'm writing the story for how we interpret the earth upside down, south up, north down, north down in the dark. That's dark. The sun's over here. Right? The sun's coming down this way onto the earth, and the earth going around that way. So you're looking around at the right way from south up. Okay, discharge. The current comes back in that way. Okay, discharge, and charge out the bottom. Okay, so that's the right way of looking at it. So most of the discharge will catch all the power this side. At the East Cape, the most power will pick up in the sea. We'll soon find that out in the turbines. We've got currents there that can do that. Anyway, back onto the Moai. So Moai is a memorial of our ancestors, and the Queen's got one in London. So that's our title, the superior title over her. And you'll wonder why Queen Victoria picked him up and took him there. It's because she had no God. And so far, they've got no God. The Queen is showing her true colours of who's her God when she says she swears on the Bible, but doesn't really mean it. They're just faking it. Being German, she's gone back to Brussels now and to European Union Parliament. But she's got our trust instruments, illegal instruments for the gold. Now 750,000 tonnes, as Karen Hudes was saying. But that trust was started off here, under this contract, commercial lien trading bank partnership contract title with King William. So he got the instruments. He's got the only instruments in the will that are graphically British and not the French Admiralty of affidavits. So if they put their affidavits up against this Moai affidavit, they're going to be struggling, because King William put 50 years of his Navy service into drafting up in Parliament the Admiralty jurisdiction, court-martial law, to take the Bank of England around the world, free passage. If you listen to Prince Andrew, you'll hear him say free passage, commercial, bank, trade, Commonwealth, business, and so forth. Those terms you'll find in all our documents that we have been putting on now of the commerce using Admiralty, and that ship, the Chausseville, is proof. You'll see the flag flying on the right hand side, and on the front of the boat, the ship, it's got our flag there, this one here that we have here, over there in the corner. That one there, see in the corner there? That one. Right? That's a Confederation flag. Very important. That flag has been sitting in a cupboard in Parliament in Wellington, New Zealand, doing nothing, and those guys have been usurping it. And dare I say, the Queen's been usurping it, and the Vatican has been usurping our flag. That's our contract. That if they have been, then we have the right, like how I'm doing, to go to Westminster. That's why I'm waiting for a letter back from you, David Cameron. If you're watching this video, I'm sure someone in your department is watching me. I think that you'll see there's a van across here, across the other side there, up the top, and he's got a cap. There he is. See, there's a van up there. You can see it there to the right there. Hang on. Anyway, he's there somewhere, and he's been sitting there. There he is. There, see, he's been sitting there for over 5 weeks. So I'm sure he's got his camera on me. That's fine. And keep an eye on me, and probably listen to all my phone calls and everything. You see, it don't worry me what they do, because I'm transparent. I want them to know, because they can record everything, and they won't go near it, because the British will keep tabs on what I do as evidence in any court of law anywhere. Okay. So anyway, we've got the Matt Taylor in Brighton, England. He'll be our manager of Moai Powerhouse Group company that we register today, finally, and our office is set up there for that company. We got him advertising. Thank you very much, Matt, for all the websites you've got. and press. I hope that it stays there. Well, I hope we can keep on using it, hopefully. We're getting financial soon. But we'll keep pressing. David Cameron and Philip Hammond, the Secretary of State Foreign Affairs and Commonwealth, to answer the email I sent them and proposals, and to investigate the Gold Trust, our trust, that we're the beneficiaries. Okay, me, Desmond, Wanoa, and Jamie, Patrick Stewart, and Nate, as beneficiaries, and Dean Murray. There's 4 of us in our little group here. There's some more around, but they're the debt collectors and UK detective, ex-detective, and he'll be coming with us, Graham Ella Investigations. So he's right up to speed on all our documents, and also Yu Tayak Choi, the notary Crown lawyer. So he's got our documents that he signed and went to Judge David Lindsay Mackey in the High Court of Admiralty in London. So we got everything under control as far as the law is concerned. So we're sticking to the law. Anybody that's got any problem with that, or want to refute anything we're saying, it's deemed to be the truth and law. Okay, L-O-R-E, that's Moai law, and Rapanui, L-O-R-E, that's our law, and the other law, L-A-W, is the one with all the legislative acts and all those to keep the mischief people in order. And we don't have that sort of law that way. Ours is a short time and the court cases are over. But the High Court of Admiralty in London is designed for short trials, 2 hours at the minimum. We're doing 2-hour trials. It's all over. You're either right or you're wrong. If you can't refute any of this, that means you go straight through. We don't have to go to the court. If you're going to refute it, we go to the court, and it'll only take 2 hours to wrap the lot up. So everything we have on Facebook, all the documents and statements are admissible evidence in the High Court of Admiralty in London. That'll be the only court I know. Not here in New Zealand. They won't do that because they're not honest enough, to be honest. That's why they can't hack having that law of all the evidence, because you can see their photos are still in the doc box that I've stacked them all up. I've stacked everybody's photo and stuck it on the side because I can pull them up anytime. They can't get rid of it because we have our own law, Moai law, and the British law, just like the government of Wellington and the Commonwealth countries. They got their law from Britain. It's the same as Moai. We are the law in Britain, okay, with the Moai statute and Queen Victoria, our partner, our legal contract partner. So she's descendant of King William, her uncle, and so she carried his Admiralty title of King William, nobody else's title, and to carry the gold around and all the prizes and possessions that she's picked up from around the world to take back to England. Okay, so everything that's been shipped has gone on our contract title. Okay, so I just want to let you know, people in Britain, I don't know why you're taking so long in Westminster Parliament to answer the letter I sent to you to answer that we want to boot Queen Elizabeth off as trustee, do an audit, King's order, okay? Already done a King's order and an audit of the account, our account, our beneficiaries here in New Zealand. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say today. And our website will be up and running hopefully by Friday or Saturday, and Jamie will be back on again. so she's got a bit of work to do, and I'm putting her more or less on to the bank side of the ledger now, and teaching her quite a bit, because I've been a broker before in the bank, and with building construction loans and automotive loans, and converting cars to gas, LPG, CNG, and all those sort of things. So I'm fairly well qualified to do all the things I do online. No problem there. And real estate. Okay, so the mortgages. So the Cook Street one, I'll just wait for a letter back from Philip Taylor, the CIB here, and that's it. We move in and take the property, and there's nothing they can do about it, because no one's refuting anything we do. They're staying silent. And so a letter back from Westminster will seal the deal. Okay, we'll seal the deal. We'll be starting our operations straight away as our own sovereign states in these 250 countries that you see. I've got the one Moai Powerhouse 1 Facebook site, Moai Powerhouse 2. Moai Powerhouse 1 is Scotland, and Moai Powerhouse 2 is New Zealand, and number 3 Russia, and so forth till we get to Zimbabwe at 250. Okay, 250 countries. We're splitting the gold up in the trust that Queen Elizabeth. So she has amassed a fortune in there, and so it won't be gone anywhere. It'll be in all the bill of lading, shipping. Everything that's been picked up will be in records that we're going to seize. We have the right to wrap up the trust, because it's our trust, and trusts have trustees and have beneficiaries. All the models in the Commonwealth countries, and including America, is run off our blueprint plan, of the Queen's. Okay, so that's the only credible system of creating money from instruments to go to the bank to borrow money to build industries and cities and so forth. Right? So the money has come out of loans from the bank, who have borrowed their money, the banks all around the world, including the World Bank and EU and all the rest of the people borrowing money in their banks from our trust fund bank, okay, the Akaroa Bank in London, and HM Treasury. Okay, so I'm just telling you that the Queen's lent all this money out, and also Rothschilds mortgaged the Queen. So we're going to find whose legal authority and jurisdiction of Admiralty they've been using, okay, to make their mortgages on their bank loans. Okay, I'll see. I'll have the right to go in there, Jamie and I, and to go with the military and check all where the instruments are of 1141 $900 million trillion US in gold bullion, and that's the World Bank figure, and about 970 million trillion in pound note, gold bullion, currency value. Okay, so that's a security of interest. So the Queen Elizabeth has used her executive, and the other three trustees, the King and Queen of Spain, is still the trustees, even though he's abdicated. His name's on the documents, okay, not anybody else. He can't transfer it. And also Prince Andrew. He got caught in scam, in dealings, and you'll more or less find what he said on his video on our site. I'll put it there so everybody can clearly hear him saying all those things about Admiralty and finance, economy, and business. He's running a business as a royal, right? As a royal. family member, okay, and doing royal duties, because he says this. I for my duties in the Navy as Admiral, what I do now is an extension of that. You see, he's using his Admiralty signature and the signature of King William and Queen Victoria on the manifest. That means the cargo in the hull of the ship, including gold, on the HM Customs off the wharf onto the ship, sail under that title. Okay, so I want to find whose title, and you see our flag there. That's enough. That's enough. And the words he said is proof that we do have the title to all of that trust, even though they've joined up in other countries and traded with them under the Queen legal authority. So I'm saying, people, just to be aware that all our stuff on Facebook is real. It's not fictitious or fake or images of something just to look at. No, Moai is a title. He's the ultimate authority over the land, and he's placed in London and in New York, Washington DC, Brussels, France, Germany, Singapore, New Zealand. He's in the North Island of New Zealand, here up in Auckland. There's a real one there. I've got one in Wellington, on Island Bay, and you've got one in Dunedin with the hat on his head. That's the crown. When you see the hat on Moai's head, that's the earth crown. Crown is like a hump, right? Crown, verge, or whatever. But that's the crown, the real crown, not a metal, but the earth, right? Earth. Earth is to earth, is the reflection of God in his earth. Okay, so that's our title. That's what Moai means, and our name Wanoa people is Wa, the beginning and end of time and space. Noah is God's law, L-O-R-E, God's law. Okay, that's what Wanoa means. And Noah, the Noah is that marae you see on the right hand side. That's our like parliament, equivalent of parliament. And you've got on the left, and I've got the Moai in the middle, the company logo with the stamp and Ngātua Ewa Aotea Limited. And then on the left we've got the coat of arms, okay, of the yellow dragon, golden dragon, representing the battle. Okay, the battle that's now. It's only just come out. And the lion on the left. Okay, so the lion represents Big He-Man. Okay, the king, lion, the king man. And also the crown. We've just got to change the crown and put Queen Victoria's crown onto the top, and take that one off there. That's what I told her to take it off, because we'll be singing our praises to the wrong crown, and they wouldn't like that. So we'll take that off, and the coat of arms off, and put the right crown up. And so to the left we've got Westminster Parliament, and the Bank of England, right? So money is their law. L-A-W is money, okay, and parliaments. Ours is the marae with stones. You'll notice that's like our parliament. It's just stones under the stars, under the sun, and Moai is standing outside. Okay, he's standing outside. Not supposed to be in a museum, like the white man Pākehā. Put him in a museum, lock him up for prize. You see. So that's a very bad idea of locking him up, and so we'll have something done about that. So this is all I wanted to say with this photo, this video. It's been a long one, but however, I think you should be informed about what we are and who we are and what we're doing, and how we're proposing to do things, but we have more people starting to believe us now. That's very good. Thank you very much of keeping in touch with us and watching what we're doing. It's taken a long time to get a message across, but if you want to come in, Moai is for everybody. Okay, it's not just limited. He's right through the whole world, and so we're going to split the booty up and equally, and so that everybody get the right share. And those who have managed to be financial, we don't have to give them as much like some of the developed countries. This is for the undeveloped countries. That money was spent meant to be for undeveloped countries. What Queen Victoria set it up for us, because her own people had come here without a license and plundered the place. Okay, they come all the earlier settlers from Britain, and this is only between us and Britain, that contract with Queen Victoria, nobody else. The contract is between King William, Queen Victoria and us. The Queen came along and brought the whole world in. That's different. We have to define the difference between one title and her title. Her title is the corporation. That's not us. In Wellington, here in New Zealand, that's John Key and his corporate bad fraud people, and we've got the King here at Waitangi, Titi Moai, straight to Queen Victoria and King William, straight to them in Westminster, stays there. She's gone now from there, physically, legally gone, and she's taken our trust documents, but the gold and all the assets we seize wherever they are in the 16 countries so far. I think I can count of Commonwealth countries, but everywhere that the Vatican has gone with our flag jurisdiction of King William, anything with King William's stamp on it belongs to us, even though the churches may have used it. I think they have. They wouldn't have gotten the UN without it, without our flag, without this flag. Okay, so that's all, and thank you very much, Matt, in Brighton. Here to Brighton, and you are doing a good job as a campaigner and flying the flag. The other political party I've been watching is the UK political party, UKIP party, and they've got a pound note, and that's a good little advertisement with a pound note. But I don't know enough about them yet. I just support Matt at this point in time, because he supports us, and he's getting the message across to British people who we are, the Moai people, as I've just explained. Okay. If there's any more questions, let me know on site, on any one of these sites. So anybody wanting to buy shares, that's the last thing I'll say. You can go to your own country. I'll have a Facebook. You'll see it also goes straight to Twitter, so you can pick it up on Twitter from my site and see the round stamp. That's the company stamp. Okay, it'll be on every country with the flag background on with the stamp of that country. Okay, so you can press on that, and the shares will be there straight away. All the information, you can go to the website, but you can buy the shares straight there on your own country, because we're going through the governments in each country. At the moment, it's Scotland, was from the 31st of April to the 31st of October 2013. So we haven't done much about selling any shares in Scotland. But if we get to England and we go to Scotland, talk to the government, I'm pretty sure they'll grab this turbine project and stick it straight up, because that's what's going to happen. It'll go straight up. So we've got the other project, the ship. I'm just waiting for Jeff Foley, HRH Prince Regent, Lord High Constable and Magistrate of Lochhaven Castle in Wales. He's our partner in business. Okay, so we're running a tourist business soon. Not yet, but in the islands. We're going to start from Samoa and also the East Cape. We're going to run out of Rangitukia on the beach, and we're hoping that the Defence Force in Britain, Michael Fallon, he's the Defence Minister of Defence, and Philip Hammond, Secretary of State of the Commonwealth and Foreign Affairs, will bring the British military straight into Rangitikea and put the airport up. Okay? You can put a base there. The Army, the Air Force and the Navy can come straight in there. We'll just build the airport and the wharf off the plans. Okay? We'll have the plans together. Kelly design engineers can put it together in Denmark, because they've got our plan there for the tidal energy project, and that'll be built in South Korea, or they can build it straight up in Nova Scotia straight away off the plans. So that's all big deal, big projects. Each of those tidal turbine projects is 25 billion each. That's the whole village off the shore and the whole works. New city around it, the hydrogen city, no wires, no wires, no wires, no cables under the sea, just straight turbines, and we pull the tanks, the big tanks, under the water with these ships we're building. They're submarines. They'll lift the big bottle, be a few tons, under the water straight to land, and stays under the sea. And just take the gas out from under the sea. Okay, too heavy to take on land. So the ships we built lift the whole thing, and it can come out of the water and go on land as well. Okay, the ship can go on the top of the water, under the water, right down the bottom of the sea, and put the turbine bridges up. It can assemble them in stages and fit them right up like that out of the water. Okay, and put them up like that and out of the water.